Hey everybody, MaskedMetaKnight4, and it's finally that time. On May 14th of 2020, Nintendo came out of nowhere and dropped a reveal in the trailer on a Paper Mario 6, aka Paper Mario the Origami King. I love me some Paper Mario, so let's talk about just that. Right off the bat, the opening of the trailer started super strong. Just seeing Peach's chamber doors open with the loud footsteps and uncanny sounds playing in the background, while Peach blatantly asks Mario to crease himself to be reborn. I love these eerie moments in my Paper Mario, and I'm all for it. Just look at these origami people kidnapping the goons! They're mavericks! They're even hanging Bowser! Off of this trailer, this plot is looking like the good guys and the bad having to team up against a third party, the Origami King, also known as King Ollie. Oh wow, Mario and Bowser having an unlikely team-up? Gee, that has never happened before in the history of ever. Especially not in my RPGs. But I'll get back to the Mario and Bowser squad up just a little bit later. But let's talk about presentation. This game looks beautiful. Without a doubt, the best looking Paper Mario game to date. The world and areas look so big and vibrant and colorful. Just seeing the origami planes pulling a kamikaze in Bowser's airship, the camera angle, just seeing the enemies flying off the ship, it's perfect. And no, I'm not only saying that because I'm seeing Spike enemies fall to their dooms. No, why would I wish just a terrible demise to generic enemies that I've despised for oh so long? That's ridiculous. Anywho, this game's presentation is top-notch. Flames, and I'm very eager to see how the rest of the world unfolds. During this trailer, I was trying to keep an eye out for an overworld map. A trend in Super Paper Mario started up until Color Splash is when you're out in the field adventuring, everything is sectioned off into levels. Although Super Paper Mario didn't have a traditional overworld like Sticker Star and Color Splash, it still had doors that took you to specific levels like 2-2 or 1-4. I miss having the Paper Mario world be more cohesive, more connected. You're going to a haunted house? Head east to navigate through this dark, spooky forest. Head into a southern island? You need a boat to traverse the deadly waters. You know, that sort of thing. It just makes the journey feel a lot more whole. The closest thing to an overworld map I've seen is the boat section, with that one island to the side that looks like a question mark. But it's hard to tell if it is an overworld or just part of a level or a theme going on. Because in the trailer, we also see Mario driving a Karibo shoe or whatever you call it, what looks like to be a purple oasis or desert. And there's yet another segment where Mario's riding some sort of canoe down a river. Maybe if all these vehicles in play, there won't be an overworld map and traveling in different areas will be more cohesive, which I'm totally game for. Going back to the beginning of the trailer and the title itself of the game, origami will be a big focus. My first impressions of King Ollie is that he's the leader of some sort of cult. He converted Princess Peach very early on, and he's trying to convert anyone that's paper thin into origami. What I found odd is how all of these converted origami enemies are all from Bowser's army. Doesn't this new threat have henchmen himself to use? In Super Paper Mario, the antagonist Count Bleck did have an assistant who would brainwash men from Bowser's army that they managed to steal, but the Count still had his own henchmen too, so we had a mix of both worlds. Mix of Bowser's army and a mix of Count Bleck's. I will give this game the benefit of the doubt since we've only gotten one full trailer so far. But it will be very disappointed if my concerns do come true and all we're fighting in this game is Bowser mooks. Because it will be no less different from fighting Bowser in any other Mario game, minus whatever origami gimmicks these enemies may have. Please, original enemies, that's all I ask! Speaking of gimmicks, this is the third Paper Mario game now with a huge emphasis on paper and crafts. First you have Sticker Star with, well, stickers. Screw that game by the way. Second, we have Color Splash with a gimmick of paint and paper. And lastly, we have the Origami King with, well, origami. It's safe to say there's a pattern going on here. What happened to the direction of the spin-off franchise? It looks like when Nintendo wants to make a new Paper Mario game nowadays, their first thought process is, What paper-like mechanics have we not used yet, and how many times can we cram that into one single video game? And then they worry about story, characters, and battling afterwards. That really shouldn't be an afterthought. This is an RPG. Your priority are backwards. Did you know the original Paper Mario was originally intended to be a sequel to the SNES game Super Mario RPG? Making the characters paper-like was a pleasant afterthought. It was never the core focus of the game, and it didn't need to be either since the foundation of these games were strong and engaging enough as it is with its amazing characters and story. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say that this world can aesthetically be paper-like, because Color Splash in this game looks spectacular in my opinion, the best looking games in the series. But I don't like how all the paper characters have this thick white outline around them, and their animations are all choppy. I get what Nintendo's going for, but I'm just personally not a fan at all. Getting back to characters, it's showtime! Bowser is back, baby, and he's not looking like the main antagonist this time around. Hopefully. Please, please don't make him the main antagonist somehow. But having Bowser being playable in an RPG is always a treat. Having an established final boss in the past in your party is just plain awesome. But, I don't know, what is it about Bowser? He's looking, a little rough around the edges. So this man got folded into a lawn chair, probably due to King Ami trying to convert him to join the dark side. But because of the events of the castle, it looks like anybody who is still paper has to team up in order to overthrow King Ali, no matter what their past morals may be. So if Bowser turned into a ravioli, can he even fight in this current state? Did we get cheated from a potential party member that is Bowser? Can the Koopa King even talk? Please don't make him mute! I did not see any dialogue from him, Nintendo. It will be a crime if you robbed his diary of speaking yet again. Anyway, Bowser has an army, and they'll be helping you throughout this adventure. But to what extent? Well, my friends, this brings us to one of the most controversial topics of the community. And you have this game to thank for, by the way. Thanks, Stickerstar. You're that game that keeps on giving for all the wrong reasons. Partners, aka party members, enemies, NPCs, you name it. Literally anybody that isn't Mario, or the main antagonist. In the trailer of the Origami King, you see Mario traveling with other characters, most being from Bowser's army. For instance, a Bob-omb. Just the regular Bob-omb with no defining features. We do see him a lot. For all we know, his name could just be Bob-omb. Huh. Okay, generic Bowser enemy in literally every way. Oh, I know! There's quite a few screenshots from the game that weren't shown off in the trailer video. Maybe we'll find more travelers that join Mario here. That's a lot of Goombas. How about we look into this part of the trailer and, oh, just a regular Koopa Troopa. Alright, 0 for 3. There's gotta be some unique characters that will team up with Mario around here somewhere, right? Right? Oh, come on! Nintendo, why are you doing this? Why must you needlessly sap away charm from your characters and world building? Just, why? Since Paper Mario Sticker Star, Nintendo thought it would be a wise move to alter the character designs of practically every character that isn't Mario, Peach, Bowser, or Luigi, and killed off literally the rest, who are original. And for what reason? One thing I love about these Mario spin-off games is that they have much more breathing room for creativity. They will still remain true to the source material by adding their own flair and having its own identity. My 3 favorite examples are Boo's, Dry Bones, and Koopa Troopas. The designs for Boo's and Dry Bones are different enough in Paper Mario to know what spin-off they came from, but also similar enough for any Mario fan to tell what those enemies are, just by looking at them. But no, let's be born and remove any charisma these characters originally had, and have them look exactly like their Super Mario Bros. Counterparts from the mainline games. In the case of Koopa Troopas, or just any Mushroom Kingdom species in Bowser's army in Paper Mario continuity, there's a good version and a bad version. The bad version usually works for Bowser, obviously, and the good versions live in their own life. But in the third example of Koopa Troopas, there's good Koopas and bad Koopas. In the previous games, the Koopas in Bowser's armies are the ones that wore shades, while the good ones did not. Super Paper Mario handled it a little bit differently. Since all the Koopas in that game were in Bowser's army, we didn't really see a civilization of a Koopa village or anything. However, all of the brainwashed ones did have shades. And Sticker Star just threw all of that away! Once again, thanks Sticker Star! Speaking of thrown away, original characters, get them out of here! Nintendo is not about that life anymore, it seems. Why are Kamek and Bowser Jr. here? Somebody please tell me. Kamek is more of a whatever case because there are multiple Magic Koopas in this franchise. But what happened to Kami Koopa? You know, an original character from this spin-off series that is liked by many? Speaking of old characters, where's Toadsworth at too? Did Nintendo off them off the face of the earth off screen? Why do Magic Koopas and random Toads get put into the game over them? I'm still baffled Bowser Jr. got shoehorned into Paper Mario. He was not needed in this franchise at all. Especially when Junior Troopa, who's clearly more enjoyable and entertaining than him, exists. Well, that's right. Junior Troopa, you don't get to live because you are an individual with a personality that isn't from Mario 3. I'm just glad there hasn't been any sightings of the Koopalings yet. I don't want to be seeing these characters who are always used in the main Mario games just show up in the RPG games and hog all the spotlight here too. Especially boss fight slots. The new Paper Mario games loves to litter their world with Toads. Almost always the exact same sprite too. You can't even tell them apart for most of the time. In turn, world building in a lot of towns are just much more shallow and less interesting than the first two Paper Mario games. But Meta, Color Splash has really good writing even though these characters don't have original designs. Why yes, Color Splash in fact does have good writing. And so do the other games. On top of that, I can actually remember and point out who those characters actually were in said older games because you can tell them apart from other NPCs. For instance, in Paper Mario 64, there's a Bob-omb named Bruce who resides in Koopa Village. He's madly in love with one of your party members, Bombette, and literally obsesses over her. It's simple, funny, not plot relevant at all, and it doesn't need to be. What does that equal? A character that is memorable. Something that you can talk about with friends that they can just pick up instantly on what you're saying. Meanwhile, this dialogue has much less impact because you have characters who look exactly like just the rest, ranting about their life as a baddie, or screaming that his wife left them, or just some random Toad who looks, again, just like the rest, roasting Luigi out of nowhere for not being memorable? Huh, that's ironic hearing those words coming from the Toad number 6583. Nobody will remember you! I know not every NPC can be one of a kind, but at least try, Nintendo. At least try. Going back to the Origami King, the Bowser baddies aren't the only ones seen traveling with Mario. There's an Explorer Toad with him in what looks like to be some ruins or a pyramid or the desert level. I do wish we got Colorado here instead, since he would be a lot more into that stuff. And again, an original character. A beloved one, in fact. It would be dope if there was some continuity, right? And just him coming back, adventure to Mario like the good old days. On the box art of the game, we do see a red Toad on Mario's side as well, along with a bunch of other Bowser enemies. So does this confirm party members will be returning to the series? Honestly, it's very hard to tell, but I do feel like we aren't getting the traditional party members like the first three Paper Mario games, unfortunately. I'm willing to bet they just stick around with you for plot reasons and Mario does all the heavy lifting himself. Kind of like Goomba in the first Paper Mario game in the tutorial area, or Punio and Flavio in Paper Mario 2 where they just follow you around and nothing more. Or maybe these travelers might do a bit more in the field. Maybe to the extent of Kirby 64 The Crystal Shards, where you have segments like Waddle Dee helping you drive a vehicle, helping you in specific areas, or how you mount King Dedede as he breaks obstacles for you, that sort of thing. With a new Paper Mario game comes new abilities. Mario now has access to the 1000 Fold Arms technique! His range overflowing! That move is looking like to be the substitute for Kirsty's Paperize ability and Huey's Cutout ability. Probably is what Olivia, Mario's new partner, grants you. I just hope that moves have a lot more versatility to it outside of battle. So that way all the puzzle solving just isn't arms and mashing your hammer on everything, because that would be very boring very quickly. I can only hope it's much more fleshed out than a few seconds we've seen in the trailer. It's why having other party members is so important in Paper Mario, because they all bring new abilities to the table, so you're not doing the same thing the entire game in the overworld. Lastly, let's talk about the battles, which is in my opinion the most important part of the game, because you know, this is an RPG after all. Before we see any gameplay of the combat in the trailer, I did notice immediately when Mario was running through the forest that his HP bar was already so high. 50 HP! In the older games, 50 HP is about the maximum. So that immediately got my hopes all crumpled up, thinking we'd get Sticker Star battle gameplay. But no! The battlefield style is completely new, so let's dive right into that, shall we? The main gimmick here is that the arena is circle-shaped with Mario in the center. And within the arena has different ring sectors where all the enemies stand. And Mario has to rotate these sectors with the trigger buttons to line up his foes so that he can maximize damage on his turn to attack. It's hard for me to get a read if I like this battle concept or not, since we have very little gameplay of battling in this RPG trailer, which is quite concerning. While you're rotating these segments before you attack, there's a timer on the top right, meaning you have to be quick about your decisions. But that timer might not even matter at all, because you can buy more time on the top right. If there's a limited amount in one turn where you can buy time, I think the mechanic is fine as it is. But just look at the coins in the bottom left corner. In the fight with the Boos, he has over 10,000 coins. 10K! If Origami King is going to shower you in coins like Sticker Star and Color Splash did, we get a recurring problem of why giving us limited resources when we're in no danger of running out of said resources to begin with. Moving on to the action menu, we have the X button for hint. That could be some sort of tattle ability that Mario's new partner Olivia could do to read the enemy's power level. You have the Y button for cheer with a toad icon. That could function just like the appeal button from Paper Mario 2. Seeing how there's a crowd in the background, I'm not exactly sure how the crowd will play a part specifically in this game, because there's no sign of a special meter. We have the B button to flee, that's pretty self-explanatory, and lastly the A button for confirming an action. For the attacks shown off so far, we have the... Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. No. Sorry. Seeing shiny boots in a Paper Mario game makes my PTSD kick in tenfold. In the main trailer itself, all we see is Mario attacking with shiny boots. Is Nintendo doing this on purpose? Are we doomed to have a finite number of resources for attacking again for the third time? Fortunately, we do get more footage from another source from Nintendo, and we can clearly see a hammer and jump option, and they do look permanent. So maybe shiny boots are just an item you can pick up under the jump menu? Not sure, but thank you. It's just sad that I'm refreshed that a basic concept mechanic for a fighting game, not a fighting game, what am I talking about? An RPG game is back. It disappoints me that what I'm looking forward to in a Paper Mario trailer is, are these mechanics back? And second being, can we have fun this time? However, will this new battle system hold up and not get bland throughout the game? There's no signs of any experience points whatsoever, because it would be blasphemy to exclude a basic RPG mechanic like leveling up and basic growth out of your game, right? On top of that, I couldn't see any indicator to let you choose which enemy you want to attack first. What if I just want to jump on a Power Goomba in the back of the pack, then later on, use a ground-based attack that hits everyone on the floor? The last two games robbed us of this option, so I really hope Nintendo gives us the freedom on who to attack first. Again, very basic, but it's a worry because, like I said, those weren't a thing in the last two games. No signs of flower points either, which makes me think stickers, cards, or whatever they're called in this game permanently replace flower points. And that's lame. I am happy to see that Mario gets only one turn to attack this time around. I guess for Color Splash and Sticker Star, Nintendo wanted to give Mario multiple turns in one go since he's by himself in combat, because that makes the game much easier than it should be in my opinion. Speaking of by myself, there's a lot of talk in the community right now if Mario will in fact get party members fighting alongside him in battle. I, once again, don't think that will be the case, unfortunately. Having party members is a big deal to this fanbase, and the fact that Nintendo never showed that off in their trailer to begin with is a big yikes in my book. I do believe in the Chinese version of the trailer, where Mario's fighting the Boos, that there's that yellow Explorer Toad with Mario, and he's cheering him on anytime he lands a strike. He could just be there for cosmetics and for story reasons. It's like in Paper Mario 64 in the 5th boss fight for the Star Spirit. There's that one point where Colorado tries to attack the boss himself and he just gets fried. It's just for comedic effect and he doesn't do anything. Or, I don't see his characters being any more than a summon or assist attack that you can use and nothing more. There's no battle menu or hit point UI for that Toad either, so that just makes me think more that we're not getting actual party members in combat. Again, I'm indifferent to the new battle system so far with how little we've seen from it, but man, why does Nintendo refuse to revisit Paper Mario 64's original battle system? It was simple, straight to the point, customizable through leveling up and what badges you decided to equip. What's a fantastic example of a gameplay sequel is Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, which just further enhances the battle mechanics with different defensive options, partners gaining HP bars, even more party members of new different types of attacks, positioning, more badges, new status ailments, a crowd with a bit of RNG and flair thrown into it. It was good, great, awesome, outstanding, amazing! Why not stick with that groundwork and keep building onto it? I also miss when the attack numbers from this franchise were a lot smaller and condensed. And have the Mario and Luigi series stick to the bigger numbers, since that spin-off is more action-based with its combat. With E3 not happening this year, I'm assuming we won't be getting a Nintendo Treehouse. The advantage of a Nintendo Treehouse event is that in real time we could see more details of a game that cannot be shown in a trailer. I know Paper Mario Color Splash got this back when that was new. Because the Origami King has given me a lot more questions than answers. So hopefully we get another trailer focused on combat soon, because the game is coming out in 2 months and I'm still very much on the fence about it. Just my final thoughts to wrap up this video. Initial trailer beats out the Sticker Star and Color Splash ones for free. The game looks mad gorgeous. And this trailer left me again with too many questions, so I'm cautiously optimistic at the time being. This may not be the exact Paper Mario sequel I was hoping for, but I do hope it corrects a lot of problems Sticker Star caused, but only time will tell. That about does it for this discussion video. If another Paper Mario trailer does appear, I'll most likely talk about it. If you have any other topics you would like me to cover, let me know in the comments section below. Thank you all for watching, and sayonara.